And welcome to the new tutorial. This one is about infographics, specifically for the architectural videos. So here we're gonna use only the Fusion and comp everything in it. We're gonna track the footage, draw these elements like lines and area, this target, text as well, and everything will be in 3D space. So here I have my footage, and let me rename quickly this node as footage. Now let's grab the tracker node. Excuse me, it's a camera tracker node. And here in the settings, I'm gonna enable preview auto track locators to see the points and decrease the distance between them for more precise result. Something like that. Bidirectional tracking, so it will be tracked both ways, back and forth. And yeah, let's go do the auto track. Now the points are found. Now we go to camera. I don't know any specs about this camera, this drone, so I'll just keep it by default. And I go strictly to the solve tab and click solve. It should be quick. Okay, so my solve error is 0.1 or 0. Almost 2, which is a very good result. And that's enough for me. I'm going to export the result, export, and I can disable my camera tracker node. I don't need it anymore. And here I have my result. This set of nodes are camera, point cloud, and ground plane. I can check in the merge 3D node all together, all 3D elements. As you can see, the camera is in the horizontal position, but I want my point to be in the horizontal position, to be like a ground plane. And let me just disable the grid and this ground plane that created automatically. I don't need that. I'm just going to rotate the whole scene, so I'll create 3D transform node, 3xf, that's a shortcut. And roughly in the viewport I can manipulate my scene, something like this. My viewport can be slow because I'm rendering in the background, but that should be fine. I can check from the left side, let's say, how it looks, more or less, maybe like that. And let's check from the top view. Here we also can rotate everything to be straight like that, and that's okay. Now first what I'm going to do is I want to draw an area line. So I have an actually image from the Google Earth. Let me just grab it here. This image is top view of the same area here. How am I going to use it? So from the top view, I will draw lines. I will draw the graphic elements I want to use, and they will be properly displayed in 3D space. So, and first, actually, it's recommended to go to camera view to see the better. What I need is to select some points that are represent the ground level, ground plane. I created a plane, image plane. Can get rid of this merge 3D node. Let's see from the perspective view. Yeah, so now we can use this geometry as a as our backplate for the texture. And what I'm going to check right now is what camera see what will be rendered. So this last node, camera tracker render node, shows you, converts actually 3D scene into 2D scene. It's rendered. It's okay, but I need to make it bigger, this image plane. So I'm going to select it and transform node. I want to lock this plane and increase its size. So now to see the background, I can actually, in the image plane, in the material tab, reduce the opacity, and now I need to match image, my image, still image with the footage. So with transform node, I put it after the image and just manipulate by increasing the size and rotation. Okay, let's say we're satisfied with this result. For the image plane, I'm getting back the transparency, and now we are actually ready to draw an area line. So for that, yeah, transform, let's keep it here for now. Not sure where it should be, but let's keep it right now. And I need to use as B spline. This tool is just a spline, or you can draw any shape, pre-made shape. It has star. It starts with S. These type of nodes. Polygon. Ellipse, I think, yes. So we draw it roughly here, just for the example, and to be able to use these as splines, we need to render them. For that, we have as render node. Now it became an image, and we can merge this image with our background with simple merge node. Background, foreground, and back to the image plane. Let's see what we got in our merge node. This is all right, and for the spline, I don't need to be I don't need it to be solid, so I untick it, and the border width I increase the amount. For the sRender node, what's important is to match the width and height of the sRender node with the background. Let's see the size of this image. So it's 1465 with 1465 by 918. Now my my spline perfectly matching with what I see at the end as the result. I can now adjust this spline. So select all the all the points, make it straight line, and roughly draw a contour. Something like that. I can make it soft, but maybe I would not. Let's see how it looks at the end, at the result. Oh yeah, and now we actually use this backplate as a helper, so we actually should see the transparent background. Only the line must be visible. For that, I'm creating the background node. The size of this background should match as well with the Google map, which is 1465 by 918. And let's see the output. And I replace this background with my Google. I replace the Google with my background. And in the color tab of this background, I reduce the alpha channel to 0. So now we see only the line, and that line is matching with the footage. All right. What I want to do now is to animate this line to make it a bit more interesting. For that, in the length, so I select the B spline. In the length parameter, I change that parameter in the frame 0 to 0 and make a keyframe. And let's say in 20 frames the full line will be built up. So I put the 1 here and the keyframe created, and you see how it's animated with this keyframe. Oh yeah, automatically created keyframe. We don't need that. Just 2. Alright, that's okay. We can change the color of this spline if we wish. I have this yellow color here. And of course, later you can adjust the position of each point to make it precise. But for now, let's move forward. In that preview, we saw this area has also a grid. Let me show you quickly how to create this grid. So we can use a grid tool as grid. What it does is taking any object, any spline, and duplicates it by X and Y axis. So let's just create a new B spline. Let's create a horizontal line. to make it straight the line, you create the first point, hold shift, and it makes it straight. So that's the one. Again, untick solid and adding some weight to this line. Let's say like that. And I'm duplicating this node just to make it vertical now. No, actually, let's create a new one. B-spline. B-spline. Yeah, these keyframes, we don't need them. And for the vertical, I'm doing the same thing. It's done. Now I can combine them, these two shapes, in one with S merge. It works as usual merge node. And yeah, let's see the result of it. Where's the line? Oh yeah, I forgot to put the width. Actually, I need the same value here. Now they combined in one cross, and that cross will be duplicated with S grid, which will give us a grid. Yeah, let's I increase the density, and I shrink the distance between the cells. We can make it more dense, maybe 20, 15, maybe 40 by 30, something like that. That's fine. And yeah, we can change the color as well to yellow, just to stay consistent for both. And we can render this out with copying this as render node. Yeah. Now let's create another merge node. And plug our mesh, our grid there. Let's see how the output looks like. All right. Now what we need to do is first of all adjust the angle of this grid and then adjust the scale. I can do that by a simple transform node and put it after the S render. Let's make some room, and by just looking at this window I can adjust the size, so it should be in this border. Rotate a bit. That's okay. And also what I want to have is to be filled up inside this border, but cut out the rest. I can just create a mask, and that mask will be actual shape of this area. So I can create a copy of this node, actually both nodes, paste, and I'm going to use mask input. So by simply enabling solid, I will make it solid, and I need to be it white, and the rest will be black color, and we plug it here, and boom, our mask is ready. let's see the final output. Okay, that's good. Now we have this area, but it's too prominent. In that example, I added some noise and transparency to it, so let's do that. How can we do that? Is let me make some room. We can combine this mask with the noise. Let's see how it's gonna work. Maybe it's not the best idea. Let's do this. Let's create first a noise map. Noise, fast noise. Fast noise. Increase the contrast. And let's create a merge node. Or maybe we can use this render node. Let me just check. Yeah, right, we don't need anything else. We can use it right here. So in the fast noise, I can increase the scale. And maybe brightness is too high, too low. And let's just decrease the thickness twice. Let's see. Okay, it's good enough. And of course, fast noise give us opportunity to animate the seat and the angle as you wish. So I just create create one keyframe and seat rate, and let's say last keyframe will be some changing rate. That's of course too fast. Let's put 0.2. Right. Yeah, and of course to make it appearing not from the frame 0 but later, we can animate this merge blend parameter. In the frame 0 it will be 0 value. A bit later, when our line is building up, we can make another one, and let's say in 6-7 frames I can make it fully visible, like so. Alright, let's create another shape. And oh right, I forgot about the text. So the text we can add as text object, and it can go also in the merge node. I will type, usually we type what the size of it, so 3. Oh right, we cannot use it here because of the grid, it will duplicate it. We need to use it separately, and maybe together with the outline. Let's add as merge node. Merging the text and the outline together. Yeah, let's see in the render and merge. That might work, and we need to adjust the position of this text, but for that I need to preview it in the final view. So text in the transform, I can, oh, not like that. Yeah, probably here. Rotation. and I need to move it, and I can do that right here, closer to the edge, and here maybe. And also I want to make it transparent with maybe local parameters, maybe opacity. Yeah, that will work. So I need to understand where I wanna see it. I mean, when. Let's check like that. I guess together with the mesh, with the grid. So something here, like here, and alpha 0. Oh, not working. Oh, probably it should be opacity. Yeah, remove the keyframe, add one here, like that, and in a few frames it appears like so. And that noise is too fast. Let's make it 0.5. Okay. Let's move forward. In this part of this tutorial, let's also add here this line, that path to the river, and maybe make a river glow, or just filled with the color. To make this possible, we can what can we do? We can use the same chain. So I'll just move this bit down and bring back my placeholder with the map, because I need to see that path. So as spline, SP spline, let's draw it. I want to go out from my building and move it like here, and there next to the river. Okay, now let's adjust this line slightly. Okay, again, disable solid and increase the border width. Right, we don't see it because we need to merge with the image first, and for that I'm going to again use a render node and merge node. Adjust the thickness, and in the length parameter I want to make it the build up animation. So let's see, we have our area, and from this point I want to make it to make a path to the river. So here in the length it's gonna be 0, and in a few frames length will be 1, which will give us this animation. Maybe that's too fast. If I want to adjust my keyframes, I can go here in the keyframes, and by default it shows you every node here in this list, but I need only the selected tool, which is this B-spline, and I need to see its animated channels. Polyline, I guess this is automatically created keyframes. I don't need that, so it's just a length, and I need it to be a bit slower, the animation, so I move this keyframe. Yeah, something like this, maybe a bit faster. And I want to change my color to, again, yellow. Alright, I don't need keyframes anymore, and let's see the output. But first, let's bring back the transparent background. And in the final output, this is how it's gonna look. Yeah, that's okay. So now the river. Here I need again my map, because I want to see my river. And again, I can draw as spline. I see not the quite a short part of the river. So from this little bit behind this bridge, so somewhere here, I'll fill up till this point, and I see it until the next bridge, roughly something like this. Alright, now we have to render this as well. Let's plug it here, and we are going to use merge again. I can duplicate that one, merge our river, and it's merged. Now let's bring back the original footage by changing the background. As you can see, that's not enough. The river width. Yeah, let's fill up everything here. And for that, I'm going to change the color as well to yellow, but I have a bit opacity. Yeah, it's not matching perfectly, I know, but we can adjust. Too far. Alright. But in our example here, that river was sort of switching on as soon as the line is reaching this point. So let's do this effect, but first let's make this line a bit longer, like that. Yeah, so the river feel, we can do it simply with animating the merge opacity, the blend. So let's find the point where a line is reaching the river in this frame. So in this frame, my blend will be a 0, still 0, but in a few frames the whole river will glow. 1, and yeah, it is working. We can keep, or we can keep it for some time and then make it transparent again, fully invisible. And we're done with part 1. In the next part we will create this pop-up text, call out title, and those trajectory lines with the text as well. See you in the next one.